My dear brothers and my dear sisters in Christ Jesus, today is the 5th Sunday of Ordinary Time, and the readings today reminds us of our own discipleship, or the conditions of being a disciple of Jesus Christ. The last sentence of today's Gospel reading tells us that they left everything and followed Jesus. Why did they leave everything? What fascinated Simon, John, and James to leave everything to follow Jesus? If we answer this question, we can also understand the demands of being a disciple of Christ. First, Jesus tells Simon, put your net into the deeper waters and then you will find a catch. Put your net into deeper waters. Imagine this, a carpenter telling an expert fisherman to put net into the other side. And it is natural that Simon protested. We have been working the whole night. Every hour spent in catching fish, they didn't get anything. But now you are telling us, a carpenter who did not know anything about catching fish, telling us to cast the net into deeper water. But let me take a chance. Let me obey you. And Simon did cast the net as Jesus told him, and amazingly, they found there were so many fish, a shoal of fish. They were surprised. They were taken aback by the wonderful things they have witnessed. A huge catch of fish. So this is, I would say, is the crux of the leaving everything. Now what is that? That experience of Jesus as the divine. The experience of Jesus as someone special. The experience of Jesus as a unique person who can make a difference in situations, in people, and everything what he does. So one of the important conditions of being a disciple is to have that experience of God. Here, their personal experience created a kind of awe in their lives, and they just couldn't sit back. They were fascinated by. Of course, this fascination gave rise to various kinds of emotions. That is very natural, very human. Yet finally, they left everything and followed Jesus. So the first condition to be a disciple is to have that experience of Christ, that experience of God. And this Simon, James and John, they did have that experience, and that was the convincing factor for their leaving everything. Second, we always want to do things on our merit, our talents. We depend on that. We calculate, we plan out things for 1 year, for 5 years, for 10 years. We plan out basing on our abilities, our resources, our finances, our facilities, and all those things are taken into account, and then we plan out for the years to come. But today, the reading tells us, when you make a plan, also make sure that you have Jesus in your plan. Few days ago, we listened a passage where Jesus sending out disciples 2 by 2, and instructed them what they should do and what they should not do. Take no 2 tunics, no wallet, no purse, no so many things. In other words, you go. Take care that you take the word of God with you. Take care that you have the blessing of God with you. In other words, depend more on God and less on yourself. When Peter said, "At your word I shall cast the net." At your word. Depending on God, and they found the result. And now what about the disciples, those who went 2 by 2? They came back rejoicing because they could cast out devils, they could heal people, not because of the power of human beings, but because of the power of God in them. So depend more on God. So therefore I would say the second condition is not only to have that experience, but also to rely on God. The second condition of being a disciple is to rely on God's power rather than the power of human beings. At your word, let me put my net, and then I find the result. And this is where we also have the emotions of all these people. The first reading today from the book of Isaiah. He says, "Woe is me, I am lost. I am a man of unclean lips, and I live among a group of people who have unclean lips." This is very natural way of encountering God. You find unworthiness before God. And Peter immediately says, "Depart from me. I am an unworthy person. Depart from me." When he experienced that great miracle of a huge catch of fish, he immediately recognized Jesus as divine, and immediately he felt his unworthiness. Paul, in the second reading today, we have Paul telling, "I am the least of all the apostles. I am an unworthy person." All these great people, whether it is Isaiah, whether it is Simon, whether it is Paul, all of them experience unworthiness in the praise of God. And therefore they want to not have any part with them, any part with Jesus. But at the same time, Jesus tells them, "You are good." Again, believing in the same principle, it is not our merit that is important, but it is God who empowers us. It's the merit of God. And Paul rightly says at the end, "When I am weak, then I am strong." That means the more I depend on God, my weakness is strengthened by the power of God. This is another important aspect or a condition of being a disciple. The power of God strengthens every weakness of individuals. And finally, they left everything. Why did they leave? They left everything realizing the philosophy behind that this world is impermanent. The world is not lasting. And they realized the only thing that really is important to them is the power of God, Jesus Christ. So when you have an experience of something truly special, precious in their eyes, everything that is insignificant will be given away. So this world with all its things, power, money, position, prestige, all will come to an end, but thing that lasts is the power of God and the person of Jesus Christ. So it is natural that you leave everything and then follow the one they consider as truly precious and worthwhile. So my dear brothers, my dear sisters, the message is very clear to us today. It is very important. If I want to be a disciple of Christ, first I should have the experience. Second, I should rely on Him more than my own resources and my own power. And third, my unworthiness is made perfect by the power of God. So my weakness is not a problem to follow Jesus, but rather allow myself to be empowered by Jesus Christ, and finally leave everything, because the true treasure has to be embraced, and what is impermanent, what is transient, should be overcome. May God bless you, and may God gives you the grace to follow Jesus and be a good disciple of Christ. Amen.